I know I have the difficult task of being right in between you and coffee, so I will try to go through this very quickly. Morning, everybody. As Malcolm said, my name is Patricia Zurita. I'm the Chief Executive of BirdLife International. We've been talking about investment. We've been talking about working together. We've been talking about how do we actually overcome the depression of the IPCC report over the weekend. And you may be wondering, why are we talking about birds? Birds are messengers. They are the pulse of the planet. And they are the perfect indicator of the health of what's happening with our home. You may not know this, but birds are everywhere. They are the most published creature on the planet. There's more scientific articles about birds than anything else on the planet. So they can actually tell you, as business people and development people, what is actually happening with the place where you are investing in. Some of you may have seen this. This was the last World Economic Forum report that was presented in Davos in January. The bubble on the top left are the most likely and highest impact economic risks on the global landscape. All of those are related to climate and environment. The yellow bubble on the bottom is ecosystem collapse. The reason why we have those diamonds on the top right is because ecosystems are starting to collapse. And unless we actually work together and collaborate and remember the value that nature has, we're not going to make it happen. You may not know this, I'm sure that you do, but I will remind you. Nature is the basis of everything. We have been talking about the SDGs and how do we actually bridge the gap of the implementation of the SDGs, and we haven't been talking too much about nature. This is the foundation. This is the absolute base of us being able to be successful on making this planet a lot better for everybody. Look at any of the SDGs, and you will find a connection to nature. And you heard it yesterday, we have to start thinking about this in a different way. We have to be disruptive, and we have to be challenging. And the reason why I wanted to show this, although these are 2010 numbers, is because we keep forgetting that the basis of our economy, the whole 100 or the plus 80 trillion of the gross domestic product of this planet this year, depends on nature. It is the invisibility of nature that is enabling us to have a powerful and strong economy. Without nature, we're nothing. And we're running out of time. We heard it from Akim yesterday. You've heard it this morning from the minister. We're running out of time. We have 10 years to make this happen. The IPCC report is extremely depressing. We have no time. We cannot keep thinking about the 2 degree that we were talking about in Paris. We have to come down to 1.5, and we have to make it happen quick, 10 years. Now, in order to make that happen, we have to work together. And that's the reason why I'm here, and that's the reason why BirdLife International has been partnering with the Responsible Business Forum, because we believe that unless we actually join forces and get together, we're not going to make it happen. And I love the message that Akim said at the very end of his presentation yesterday when he opened the forum. Collaborate, cooperate. And the BirdLife International Partnership is a partnership that has been around for 100 years almost. We will be 100 in 2022. We are present in more countries than any other conservation organization on the planet. We have 120 local partners in 117 countries that are helping us deliver high conservation in high-value areas of biodiversity and birds. These are your future partners. These are the organizations that can help you move the needle and make sure that we integrate the concept of conserving nature into all of the development that we have to do in order for the SDGs to be accomplished. And our strategy is very simple. We use birds as the ambassadors of nature because they can tell us what's happening with the planet, and based on that, we identify the most important places to conserve. These are the places that are producing ecosystem services and goods that enable you, all of you, and the private sector to be able to produce what you are producing. And we do it in the most sustainable way because we work with local conservation organizations in the 120 countries that we are around. And they have then the legitimacy and the power to engage with these stakeholders that can make not only conservation but development happen. So we are a perfect partner. Not only we are present in all these different locations, but we are founded in science. A lot of you have been speaking throughout these 2 days about the importance of having data and the lack of data and the lack of access to data to be able to deliver on the SDGs. BirdLife has been investing over the last 40 years to identify the most important places for nature. 13,000 important bird and biodiversity areas tell us what are the most important places to protect that can help us ensure that we can deliver the SDGs in the future. And with this information, we have now, as of 2015, built up a global coalition of conservation organizations that are speaking one single language so we don't confuse you. Together, we are coming with the foundation of the BirdLife Information, created the Key Biodiversity Area Partnership. 11 conservation organizations that are coming and telling all of the world, the governments, the development organizations, and the private sector, these are the most important places where we need to take care of nature because you depend on them. I said we use birds, and these are migratory birds. These are birds that are flying and cross-cutting through the continent every single season, every single year, telling us that we have no more than one Earth. Nature has no borders. And if we want to be successful in terms of developing the society of this planet, we have to remember that we only have one home. We have been talking a lot about the IPCC report, and we have forgotten that 30% of the solution of the climate action has to be nature. If we protect nature, 30% of the climate action will be delivered. But we know that that's not enough, and we are here to ensure that we can deploy new solutions and quick solutions so we can actually try to achieve the 1.5 degree as quickly as possible. And yesterday in the climate action panel, we discussed the importance of deploying renewable energy and making sure that that renewable energy is truly nature-friendly. BirdLife has developed a sensitivity analysis tool that brings in all of our science on biodiversity to make sure that we can help those of you who are interested in deploying renewable energy in the best way possible, understand where it can actually generate the best energy possible without impacting nature, and then have much quicker access to investment. BirdLife leads with a conventional migratory species and a series of governments, companies, and investors, the Energy Task Force. Those of you who are interested in deploying renewable energy, I invite you to talk to my colleagues, or you can join the CMS Task Force. This is a group, a multi-stakeholder group, that is enabling the expansion of renewable energy in the safest way possible for people and for nature, so we can have an effective and quick climate solution for energy. And in a similar way, we have partnered with other conservation organizations to provide you, private sector companies and development organizations, with an integrated biodiversity assessment tool that can enable you to make the best analysis possible of the risks that you have of investing in key areas that have high biodiversity value. So then we can help you address them, and then you can have best returns without jeopardizing even more the natural capital of the planet. You may not know this, but yesterday and today, we're celebrating the second World Migratory Bird Day of the year. For the first time in the history of the CMS, we're having a combination of migratory bird days in the spring and in the fall. And today, we are celebrating World Migratory Bird Day because birds are coming south. I want you to remember this. Birds are flying thousands of kilometers, and they are reminding us every single season that the planet has no borders, that in order for us to be successful, we have to work together, and we have to remember that we have one single planet. So join us. Be part of the flock. Let's make it happen together. We're ready to help. Thank you so much.